Hello and welcome to Sass Bites. This is your weekly bite of Sass during your lunch break. I'm your host, Micah Godbolt. You can follow us there at Micah Godbolt or at Sass Bites. Catch up on previous episodes at youtube.com/SassBites. We're in the middle, part 3 of our Road to SassConf. This is a series that we do leading up to SassConf each year. We get a chance to bring in the speakers from SassConf and have them talk about their history, their background, where they're from, but also to get a chance to pitch their talk, to explain what they're going to be talking about and to get you excited about it and help you pick which sessions you should be going to. And just a great chance to get to meet a lot of the SaaS users and SaaS speakers and SaaS writers out there in the industry. So, as my daughter's home. Okay. So today on the show, before we get to that, actually, just real quick, if you're not familiar, SassConf it's on their 3rd year, I believe. Is a conference devoted to SaaS and front end. This year is actually going to be in Austin, Texas. So if you are down in that area, November 11th through 14th, they are going to be down there putting on their show. Also, if you are looking for a good conference to go to in end of September, September 25th, is Responsive Field Day. It's a one-day conference put on here in Portland. It's the first year they're going to be putting on the show and should be pretty amazing with speakers like Brad Frost, Ethan Marcotte, Jen Simmons, Val Head. It's going to be a really packed out show. It's only $175, September 25th. Definitely grab tickets and come on out if you can. I'm going to be there, so feel free to say hi. Should be a really, really good conference, and Portland is awesome, so can't complain about that either. So today we have 2 guests with us. We have Alicia. She is a full-stack software engineer who's been building websites and apps since IE 5.5. Won't ask her if that's Mac version or PC version. That's completely up to her. She is currently the lead engineer at Coach.me, an app that helps people reach their goals through behavior design, community, and expert coaches. A very, very cool project, sounds like. Our other guest is Roy. He's actually been on the show before. He's a speaker, trainer, and front-end architect from Amsterdam in the Netherlands. He started using Sass in the early 2007 and hasn't written a plain old CSS ever since. I know I find myself trying to write CSS and going, why can't I nest this? So by the day, he works at AppSignal, but by the night, he shoots to the sky as a astronaut. He told me to say that, and I hope he pays me in stew waffles with that. So, and he's also working on some great content for advancedsass.com. So hello to both of you. Thanks for coming.
Hi.
Awesome. So first we're going to dive into interviews with Alicia. She is coming to us from New York, correct?
San Francisco.
San Francisco, completely wrong coast. I just heard sirens in the background, so I assumed New York.
Oh, we have those too.
Gotcha. So to start off, you are the lead engineer at Coach.me. And how did you get into Sass? What was your road up to that?
Well, I started working with Rails in 2010, 2011, and Sass became the standard there. So it just was a really natural path to start writing all my CSS in Sass. And yeah, I haven't looked back either. So.
What do you think is the main feature, the main power that Sass gives you that you really are able to use?
I really like being able to treat my CSS more like code. So even like the basics of having variables and mix-ins and having more like functions and the reusability that Sass provides makes it easier to work with CSS.
Nice. So outside of your work at Coach.me, what else do you do? What else are you involved in?
I mentor at a couple of different women in tech organizations. That includes Women Who Code and Write-Speed Code. I'm also an organizer for a meetup called Digital Humanities. It's a meetup that helps people who are interested in humanities or the intersection of humanities and tech. Yeah.
Very cool. Nice. So involved quite a bit there in San Francisco. I'm sure there's quite a few things you can do.
Yeah, you can probably just eat for free if you go to a different meetup every night.
And Portland's exactly the same. It's kind of crazy. It's like just all the food they throw at you. It's like, why do I really need to buy groceries? It's nuts. But that's fun. I mean, that's a great thing about being in a city like Portland or San Francisco or New York or maybe Amsterdam. Just the amount of community and the opportunities to get involved and to help other people. It's great to hear that you're so plugged into that as well. So talk to us real quick about slaying the dragon, the RB dragons out there, right? Refactoring CSS and using Sass. That's the giving the name of your talk. So can you give us people a quick intro as to what this is going to be about?
Sure. I want to talk about refactoring because I feel like CSS is one of those areas in code that is often overlooked when it comes to refactoring. I think historically, at least, a lot of developers don't really consider CSS to be like real code. So they don't treat it the same way, and when it comes to like refactoring a code base, they often just don't want to deal with it, maybe because it's a lack of understanding or for whatever reason. But I think there are a lot of strategies that you can use to make sure that the CSS is still in good shape, and Sass is definitely a good way to help keep it in good shape.
Yeah, one of the biggest challenges is always just having that time to refactor and having people understand that there's actually value in refactoring that code you worked. It's often, it works fine in production. It looks right. You know, how can that be wrong if it looks right? And there's so much to that, I'm sure. So awesome. Looking forward to slaying the dragon. Now, have you been down to Austin before?
No, I have not. It'll be my first time. I'm really looking forward to it.
What one barbecue joint have you already pegged out as the place you have to go?
I haven't looked into it yet, but I've been kind of following it on the SassConf Slack, so I'm sure I'll have to check out a bunch of them.
Awesome. Well, looking forward to hearing more about the talk, and yeah, refactoring is a great topic. So thanks for coming out and giving that talk. So let's move on to Roy. Roy, coming to us from Amsterdam. Are you, it's what, 9 hours ahead?
Yep, it's 9 p.m. here.
So I'm sure you're a bit more of a night owl, used to having to put up with all of us US
yeah, so I
people.
follow the people on the SassConf Slack, and I work usually with American-based customers, so I'm used to, well, I don't get to sleep in because I have 2 young kids, so I just have short nights, basically.
Hopefully naps right in the middle, like good siestas or something like that.
Yeah, CSS does.
CSS does. Nice. I see what you did there. So talk to us. You've been doing Sass since 2007. I'm sure that's longer than some of us been born. Maybe just kidding. No, kind of kidding.
Probably.
Anyway, how did you originally get into it? What was your introduction?
So I started doing front-end development in 1996. I've been doing this for a really long time. And then either late 06 or early 2007, I went to a Ruby on Rails meetup because I started using Ruby on Rails in early 05, so I'm kind of an early adopter. And at a meetup, someone told about this CSS language that didn't require semicolons. And the SCSS syntax didn't exist yet back then. You only had even though the original syntax we have now didn't exist. It was a forgotten syntax. Well, it was a long time ago. And that was just so awesome. I like no semicolons, no curly brackets. Let's use this. And then, funny story, last year I was having drinks with Hampton Catlin in Amsterdam, the inventor of Sass. And I ran into the guy who introduced me to Sass, and I could introduce Hampton to my friend Justin. That's pretty much full circle. So yeah, I mean,
Kevin Bacon cool. got involved somewhere there, and it was, I'm sure, a lot of fun.
Yep.
Awesome. So you've been doing Sass a long time. Now I know that with advancedsass.com and some of the workshops and training that you do, you're really involved in Sass outside of your day job. What are some of the other things maybe we don't know about you that are interesting?
Wow.
Tough one.
I don't think there's anything interesting about me.
Not everyone knows about stroopwafels. So
yeah, so stroopwafels. Stroopwafels are Dutch cookies, and I send them to France. And so far, I've shipped about 20,000 of them. So that's keeping me busy. And you talked about barbecue earlier. I'm kind of a barbecue enthusiast myself. So my neighbors get to enjoy that great smell during the weekends. So I haven't picked out a barbecue joint in Austin yet. I've never been there before. But there's the bar is set high, so I'm looking forward to seeing if the pit masters over there can do a better job than me.
Now, can you barbecue stroopwafels, or is that completely forbidden?
We had a FSIC on company barbecue in my garden a few weeks ago, and I took some bananas, sliced them open one side, and then stuffed them with chocolate and pieces of stroopwafel, and put them on the barbecue for like 10 minutes, and that was awesome.
I was totally expecting like, no, never do that. And the fact that you just did it just made it perfect. So your talk is going to be from going from 0 to 80 in 40 minutes. And I first asked you if this was 80 miles an hour or 80 kilometers an hour, and apparently I was wrong in both cases. So can you tell us a little about your talk?
Yeah, so it's going to be functions. Sass has about 80 functions, and I'm going to cover them all in 40 minutes. And that sounds like a ridiculous plan and something that shouldn't be done and actually isn't doable. And that is true. So I don't know yet how I'm going to pull it off, but it's going to happen. And I would say it's going to be a fast-paced talk.
What you should do is just make a slide with each function and just have it every 30 seconds go. So you just have to talk as fast as you can.
Yeah, just have a counter there and just keep going. Well, I'm going to omit some of the ones that aren't actually usable, which are used in Sass internals, but I'm looking forward to highlighting the ones that are really underused and underappreciated.
That's really the case. Yeah, I'll read someone else's code. I'm like, what is that function? Like, where did they make that? And I only realize it's actually a standard Sass function. And
yeah,
there's a lot that you can do. I think functions are, mix-ins and extends get so much of the publicity. But the functions, there's so many functions, and the things you can do with them are quite amazing. So yeah. I think that'd be great. What's your favorite underused function? That's a good little teaser to talk.
I actually have two. So okay. The first one is going to be unique ID, which generates an ID which is unique to your document during that one compile run.
I love that one.
So you don't need to think about name for my keyframes. I can just use unique ID because I won't be reading my CSS anyway. So that's one, and the other one is going to be the adjust U function. If you want unique colors, we could say, again, 5 lines of Sass, you can write code and just say, I want 12 unique colors, and then using that function, you can generate 12 colors unique on an even distribution around the color wheel. I'm going to show that off during my presentation, and that's going to be an eye-opener for some.
Very nice. Yeah, adjust hue. I think I just used that recently, going, wow, it's pretty awesome. It works on like a 360 degrees of the color wheel, right? So you just pass in, yep.
People need to get used to the HSL thing instead of RGB, where we're going to get there. It's going to be
and unique ID is also really handy if you're programmatically trying to create a silent extend, because you can use that ID as the extends class, and then of course it never gets used because you're just extending that thing. So another great use case for that. I hope I didn't steal your thunder on there.
No, totally fine.
Well, Roy, that sounds awesome. I'm looking forward to seeing you squeeze that into 40 minutes. It should be quite entertaining, to say the least.
Probably.
So enjoy the barbecue. Enjoy the crazy sun down there. Alicia and Roy, appreciate both of you coming on and give us a little taste of your upcoming talks.
Great, thank you.
Thanks.
Okay. Thanks, and hopefully if you guys get a chance to come out to Portland sometime, I can give you a good cup of coffee. That's what
actually, I'm going to be in Portland for XOXO pretty soon, like 2 weeks.
Awesome. Cool.
Yeah.
And then stop by and grab a crazy voodoo donut or something like that, too. You'll be set.
We will.
Get your sugar high. So thanks again, and we'll see everyone next week as we have a couple more of the SassConf speakers coming up. So thanks again from Sass Bites, and we'll see you next week. Bye.